Hi, I'm Sally.
And I'm Semma, and we are
The Buffy Babes. We're going to be talking all things Buffy, rewatch, reboot, and fun facts.
So let's go.
Buffy runs into an old friend from her past from Los Angeles, Billy Ford Fordham, who transfers to Sunnydale High and quickly reconnects with her. Buffy is happy to see him, but it soon transpires that he knows about vampires and her secret life as the Slayer. Not trusting Ford, Angel asks Willow to look into him, and he, Xander, and Willow discover he is going to a club that worships vampires. Ford lures Buffy to the club, having made a deal with Spike. In exchange for delivering Buffy to him, along with a group of vampire worshippers as snacks, Spike will turn Ford into a vampire. Ford reveals he has terminal brain cancer and has hoped that becoming a vampire would let him live forever. Buffy stops Spike's plan and leaves Ford to face the consequences of his actions.
Yes.
So this one was
I,
Lie to Me.
yes. I like this one in terms of like all the backstory stuff that starts to be revealed, but the actual storyline itself I feel like is a little bit boring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember parts of this episode. I remember her friend coming back. I remember the girl who we see again at the start of season 3.
Yes.
Like little bits of it. But generally this episode it's not one of my favorites from season 2, and I don't think it's a
Mm,
particularly good standout episode, and I
mm,
really dislike Ford.
yes.
So it's just not a favorite of mine to be.
No, same here. But I do love like the backstory stuff. So it starts off like it's all creepy in a playground, and then
Mm,
Drusilla's like trying to eat this little boy basically.
yeah,
And then like Angel stops her and they're like chatting, and then Buffy sees them. It's like all drama. Like that's
yeah,
probably like one of the most interesting parts, really.
yeah. I feel like it's a really good opener, and then a lot of it's just downhill from there. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Drusilla's so like creepy and demented at the start, isn't
Yeah,
she? She's so unhinged. But
I love
again, I
it.
found myself feeling really sorry for her. Like when
Yeah.
she's talking to the little boy and she talks about her mummy singing her songs, and I remember everything she went through, and then Angel tells us later on in the episode everything he did to her, like just
Yeah.
how unbelievably cruel he was. And again, I just
Yeah.
felt so sorry for this poor girl who was tormented and tortured and had to watch her family be tortured and killed and
It
all the
was
rest of it.
horrible what he did because I think there's a lot in Angel when they do a lot of flashbacks
Mm,
of what he did to Drusilla. Oh, I think there are a couple actually in this season when Spike is trying to revive her strength or something, and there's a couple of
mm,
flashbacks of what happened to her, of her meeting Angel, because he was disguising himself as a priest or
as a
something, and she was
priest,
confessing
yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I, yeah, it's very, very sad, but it's also really cool that she's just like there and crazy, and Buffy's all like, oh, jealous, and like, what were
Jealous,
you
yeah.
doing? And he's like, oh, I just read. And he's like, oh, you just ceased to exist, and it's just like
Why does he
lots
lie
of,
to her about that? I
oh,
get that he doesn't want to get into the backstory, but he could have
yeah.
just like not told out, not completely blatantly lied and said he was at home reading.
Well, I guess he didn't think that she'd be there seeing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
he probably had no idea that she was even there. And if you didn't
yeah.
want to get him to the backstory, then you wouldn't say, oh, yeah, just bumped into an old friend that I tormented 100 years ago. I don't really want to talk about it, but how was your day? Do you know
Good
what I
point.
mean?
Good point, yeah.
But I do get really annoyed that he did lie to her because he makes her feel like
Mm.
so rubbish,
Hmm.
and like she can't trust him, and then she feels so like this whole episode she feels like so um I guess defeated by all her friends, like they were lying to her and not telling her the truth.
Yeah, it's full of all those little lies from people, isn't it? But I also feel
Yeah,
like Angel's a bit of a douchebag in this episode in general, I think.
I feel like when isn't he?
But I
At the
mean, so
moment it's
there's
been like quite a lot of episodes that he is a bit of a douchebag.
that's true. But later on, I think they're talking in her kitchen or something like that.
Yeah.
And he says, "Do you love me?" And she says, "Oh, I love you, but I don't know that I trust you." And he says, "Well, maybe you shouldn't do either." It's like, Excuse me, she just said she loved you, and all you
Yeah,
can
for the
say is,
first
you
time.
shouldn't. Yeah. Just what are you going to ignore? Like, you're not going to say anything back to her? Come on, Angel.
Yeah,
Why are you making her say that? Why are you asking her that? It's such like
yeah.
mind games bullshit from
It
him.
is mind games because even like at the beginning when her friend, what's his face, for whatever he is,
Forward, yeah.
yeah, when he asks, "Oh, is that your boyfriend?" and she's like, maybe, I don't know." Like they
Yeah.
haven't even like said that they're together, and then he's like asking her if you love me. It's like, come on,
Mm.
Angel, like either step up or leave her alone. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's too complicated for no reason. Like he could
Mm-hmm.
just be like, "I love you, I want to be with you," like I'm obsessed with you or whatever, because he literally
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
rather than making her grovel and
Yeah.
be like the one to be like, oh, I guess you've got a past and I need to accept that kind of thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like making her admit that she loves him just to say you shouldn't. Okay, well then, if she shouldn't, stop leading her on.
Yeah.
Either like grow up and end it and say, look,
Mm.
I'm a bad person. It's bad for you to be involved with me. It's not good for any of us. Let's just end it here and go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Or don't and accept that you're going to have a bit of a complicated relationship, but that you can be
Mm.
together and be in love and all that jazz. Don't just keep, and I know that's part of the drama and the
I
angst of it
know.
all,
Yeah.
but watching it now, I'm just like,
Yeah.
sort yourselves out, people. Come
Yeah.
on, what are you doing?
Because
Stop
literally at
leading
the
her on.
end,
Stop playing games.
yeah. Because literally at the end of the last episode, they're making out on her bed.
Yeah,
And then in this episode, like they don't even kiss because she's so annoyed with him. It
yeah,
is very hot and cold all the time, isn't it? Like one minute he's very
yeah,
lovey-dovey, the next minute he's like, "Don't trust me," and it's just
yeah.
like it is very manipulative of a relationship, isn't it? But you don't really see that when you're younger, do you? You just think, "Oh, he's just a beautiful
No.
vampire." Because that's also what I was thinking when he went to Willow's room. One, I was thinking, "Man, he's creepy. Keeps going into like 16-year-old girls' rooms," but on the other hand, he's very pretty.
So pretty. I love it when he's in Willow's room. It's so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it when he's in somewhere so plain and like, yeah,
It's like
not all
almost two
dark and
worlds
broody.
collide. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
her
Two
room is
worlds
so
collide. Yeah,
bright and fun, and she's very different to
yeah,
Buffy. And
yeah,
then he's like there standing there wearing all black, and it's like you
yeah,
just don't belong there at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really see watching it when you're a bit older that the whole Buffy Angel relationship is geared towards teens, can't you?
Yeah,
Because
you can.
as a younger viewer, you absolutely would have eaten that up and loved every
Well, we
moment
did.
of their
I did.
tortured relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for me anyway, now that I'm older, I'm just far too sensible and
Yeah.
practical to, you
Come on,
know,
you two, work things
yeah.
out or go away.
Exactly. So,
I think
Joyce, you
I
need to sit
love
Buffy down and give her a good word.
Yeah, exactly. But I think now that I'm older, I love Giles and Miss Calendar's relationship. Like I did like it before, but I
Yeah.
appreciate it so much more now. I just love how they're
Yes.
developing, and I love how she teases him. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, at the beginning, he's like, oh, tell me what it is, otherwise I won't know what to wear." And she's like, "Well, do you own anything else?" And then it's just I just love these little things that she says to him. And then she like teases him about his first edition book. And she's like, "Oh, I like to see you squirm." And
Mm,
she's like, "What are you doing Saturday night?" And he's like, "Oh, do you want to go out?" She goes, "No, I don't want to stay in." And it's all
yeah.
like very sexy and
Very, very
adultery, but in a
flirtatious
very,
and yeah,
very subtle,
fun
like,
way.
yeah. And he's just eating it up. He just loves it.
He loves it. He does, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The Giles Ms. Calendar thing, and there's a lot of that in the next episode, isn't there? Of
Mm,
the relationship between them. But yeah, I appreciate their relationship a lot more now that I'm older
yeah.
and rewatching it.
And this is their first kiss, isn't it? This episode. The first time they kiss. I wrote that down.
Giles and
Miss
Jenny.
Calendar.
Is it?
Or was it the next episode when with the
It's the
first
next
edition book
episode
thing?
where
Oh,
she's teasing him about the book,
oh
yeah.
yes. I apologize. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Next
Tearing
episode
through
is
it.
their first kiss. This episode, they're
Okay,
still
yeah.
flirting and being really cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I was gonna say like how immediately Xander goes straight into like hating her friend, like he
Yeah.
does with every guy ever. He's just so possessive,
Literally any
isn't
guy,
he?
yeah. Yeah.
Any guy ever. And then, like even at the bronze, he's like, "You're not wrong," and he just kept saying, "You're not wrong,"
Yeah.
and it's just quite funny. Like his little digs are just quite hilarious.
Ford
Uh,
does give off bad vibes though, doesn't he? Do you
he
know what
does
he
instantly.
reminds me of the like the really evil guy from Reptile Boy, the quiet one.
Oh,
I can't remember his
yeah,
name, but I think
Tom.
they've got yeah, maybe
I think it was Tom.
similar vibes to him. I think Ford has,
Yeah.
which and do you know what? I think I was reading online about this. A lot of people kind of like this episode for how morally ambiguous it is, or kind of the moral gray area of, do you kill a friend of yours or this one person to try and save others?
Mm,
How far do you go to save yourself versus putting others in harm? But to
mm.
me, I thought it's still very black and white. And
Yeah, me too.
even at the end, Buffy's like, oh, is it always this complicated? And Giles says something like it gets harder as you grow up, kind of thing.
Mm,
But to me, like one life, Ford's life is not more valuable than anyone else's. He has
mm.
no right to be killing like all or being responsible for the deaths of all those people in the room so that he can
Yeah.
potentially live on. We don't know if he would have or not. Probably he would have, but like
Mm,
he's not any more valuable. And then trying to trade Buffy in to become a
yeah.
vampire as well. Like she should have no qualms in getting rid of him. Sure, he's a human, but he's trying to kill other people or have other people be killed. He's trying
Mm,
to have her killed. Like, there is no gray area in this. It's very straightforward as to what should be done.
yeah. I feel like it would have been more grey if he was just trying to trade her. Like if it was just he didn't
Yeah,
like rope in loads of other people.
yeah,
It was just he was trying to do a deal, his life for her. And I feel like that
yeah,
would sort of be slightly more grey because he's just trying to
yeah,
save himself. But the
yeah.
fact that it was literally a room full of people as well is a bit like, nah, you're actually like
Mm,
she said, you're the villain. You
yeah,
know, that is wrong. You can't do mass murder just to save yourself because you have a terminal illness. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So I feel like it could have been more great, but it wasn't.
And I mean, it must be hard to be Buffy and have someone she considered, at one point anyway, a close friend, turn on
Mm,
her like that. And it would be hard, wouldn't it?
yes,
Having to kill someone who you were so close to.
exactly. Like I feel like it was so much
But
harder for
Buffy
her.
knows the right thing to do
Yeah. Well, that's why she did it. Like she stood by his grave, waited for him to come out, and then killed
to
him
come out.
straight
Yeah,
away. Like
yeah,
it was so quick. She didn't even let him do anything or say anything. Like she didn't like she just was I feel like she sort of took herself out of it and just saw him as another vampire rather than trying to
yeah,
be like, we were friends once kind of thing.
yeah,
Because I think he was the only one that ended up dying anyway, because everybody else was let out, weren't
yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah.
So in the end, he was
He
the
was the
only
only
one that
one.
died and the only one that turned.
Yeah,
Um, so technically, he didn't commit mass murder in the
yeah,
end, but she
yeah,
still like didn't see him as her friend anymore
yeah.
and just got rid of him as she normally would any other vampire, which I think was quite hard for her to sort of separate herself and see it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think Buffy's always been very strong on the opinion that once you turn into a vampire, the human is gone, that they're dead.
Mm,
There's no trace of them inside or anything like that. And
mm,
I think that's why she was so like unemotional and kind of businesslike about dusting him when he was a vampire because she knew that wasn't him anymore.
yeah. But then that does change as the seasons go on because I think Spike is very much himself when he falls in love with Buffy. He turns back into like William, really, doesn't he? I was thinking about this the other day because, like, being
Yeah,
a vampire gives him the confidence to be Spike. He's ruthless, he's go-getting, he kills other slayers. And then as
yeah,
soon as he's like got the chip and he can no longer do that, he can no longer be a vampire, he switches back to being William, the bad poet. You know, the
Yeah,
soppy
that's
one, the one that
true. That's
fumbles over
true.
women and stuff.
Yeah.
So an element of your old self must be in there somewhere because he doesn't still have a soul. He just has a chip stopping
No.
eating people. So it doesn't really align with him. But then Angel, he's completely different because when he has a soul, he's one personality, and when he doesn't have a soul, he's a different
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah.
So I guess that sort of doesn't quite align. Or maybe the chip is a bit like having a soul. I don't know. But
Mm, I mean, yeah, I wonder how much of being a vampire is, I don't know, kind of being in that situation where you can kill and you can hunt and you can have that power and you are drinking
mm,
blood. And then when you can't do any of those things, what's left of the demon?
yeah,
I don't know. I think
we're
at
getting
this
very
point in the
philosophical
series,
here.
I know. At this point in the series, it's very much,
Yeah,
the human's gone and you're a demon now. And I
yeah.
feel like later on with Spike, they had to kind of change the rules or bend the rules because
Mm.
everyone liked him so much.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe he's the unicorn of the vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I thought Buffy was she's really clever in this episode as well. I find her really clever because she like figures out about her friend and then she like figures out about Drusilla and then she immediately goes for Drusilla when she
Mm,
sees her to like get everyone
yeah.
safe. And I just feel like she's constantly having these little quick clever moments of like
Yeah.
just and I feel like the slayerness is really coming through in this episode, especially with her
Yeah.
fighting. I feel like her fighting's a lot better in this episode too.
And she does that amazing jump, like right
Yeah,
up onto the balcony where Drusilla is.
yeah. And so that's like the first time she does a cool jump like that. And now she just continues to do cool jumps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like I like seeing her develop, I guess, her slayerness and her ability and to know what to do and to fight
Mm.
better and all that kind of stuff. And I also love her makeup in this episode. Did you notice
Oh,
her makeup? Yeah.
yeah. Her
Such good
eye makeup,
makeup.
I thought
Yeah.
was amazing.
It's like purples or something, wasn't it?
Whatever it was making like the
Mm.
color of her eyes really pop. And
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching TV going, "Oh
Beautiful.
my God, she has beautiful eyes."
Yeah, literally. I love her makeup in this episode, especially like when she's talking to Billy and she's telling him she's a villain and stuff, and he's just like, I've got a brain tumor and whatever. And her eyelashes are just like huge, aren't
Yeah.
they? I love
Yeah.
that scene
Yeah.
because it focuses on her eyes because she's like tearing up hearing about her
Yeah.
friend. But all I can think of, wow, I want those eyelashes. Like
Makeup
that
is
is
on point in this
beautiful makeup
episode.
right there. And Drusilla as well. I feel like Drusilla's got really good makeup in here. You know, when she's talking
Yeah.
to her dead bird. I feel like the
Oh
camera
yeah.
focuses on her face really nicely in that scene.
Yeah.
And I can see beautiful makeup. It's just done so well.
Yeah, I mean I know she's a vampire, but I think her whole aesthetic is very kind of ethereal and like
Mm,
almost elvish in
yeah.
appearance, like the dark hair, dark eyes, kind of like
Mm,
mysterious. It's not, I mean,
floaty lacy dress.
until she actually has a vampire face on. Like she
Mm,
just looks so beautiful and kind of timeless and yeah,
mm,
like a beautiful elf until she becomes a horrible
yeah.
demon. But yeah,
No.
her makeup and Buffy's makeup, exceptional. One thing I did
Yes.
like, speaking of aesthetics, is Buffy having a rant in the club to one of the guys in there. And like she stops mid rant and goes, "And my God, could you have a dorkier outfit?"
Yeah.
And then also Angel in the club being like, "These people
Yeah.
haven't got the first clue about vampires or their culture and how they dress." And then this guy walks past dressed exactly the same as
Yeah.
Angel. I love that.
That's so funny. I love that scene because it honestly reminds me of a time where I was with my husband in River Island and he was saying, "Oh, I'd never buy anything from this shop." But when he said this, he was standing next to a mannequin that was dressed exactly like him. The same jacket, the same t-shirt, the same trousers. And he was like, "Oh, I'd never wear any of these clothes." And it just reminded me of that scene so much. Because
I hope
he
you
was
pointed
dressed
that
like the
out to him.
mannequin. Yeah.
That's
It's
brilliant.
so funny. Yeah. So I did really like the backstory parts and the sort of the jokes. There was quite a lot of jokes in this episode, wasn't there? Sort of
Yeah, yeah.
like
One thing
little
I found really funny was how outraged Giles was that a vampire was stealing one of his books. He's so
yeah.
outraged at it.
Well, that Miss Callis took him to monster trucks, but I feel like the old Giles would have loved
Yeah,
monster trucks. This is what I was
yeah.
thinking. I was like, Ripper would have loved monster trucks, so surely that would have like come out a bit, and he would have been like, "Oh yeah, I actually really like this," or he's just completely like,
Maybe because it reminds him too much of his past that he doesn't
mm,
want any kind of association with it.
maybe. But I still feel like he should have liked it. He should have surprised her and liked something different.
Yeah, yeah. I could
Yeah.
so see Jenny Calendar being into monster trucks though.
Mm. She's really cool. I feel like I want to be her when I grow up, even though I'm older than her.
That ship has sailed, Zebo.
I know.
You are older than
But
her.
she's really cool because she's all like witchy and pretty, and I love her makeup all the time, and she's just so sassy.
And
She's
she's
great.
so sure of herself as well, isn't
Yeah.
she? Like she
Yeah.
doesn't doubt who she is or what she's into or how she dresses or acts or any
Mm,
of it. Like she's so sure of herself, and that kind of
mm.
confidence is really cool to see in a woman, I think.
Yes, definitely. Especially as like in an adult woman. I feel like she's a really good role model for the kids.
Mm, yeah.
Um, because there isn't many women, like I can't think of anybody else who's sort of like that when she dies. No one
I
really
mean,
feels that
no.
position again.
Buffy looks up to Maggie Walsh at the start of season 4 for a bit, doesn't she?
Yeah, for a
Her
bit, but Maggie's
professor
also,
before she
yeah.
is also evil.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I can't really think of anyone else.
Yeah, there isn't many women authority figures until Buffy becomes one herself.
Yeah,
Doesn't she?
yeah,
Season 7 is very much like that. She's the older one now. She's the teacher at the school. She's
exactly.
that
Yeah.
one.
When
Um,
she's put in that context of teenagers, she's definitely the one in charge, isn't she? All the
yeah.
potentials and being the counselor at high school and stuff. Do you
Mm.
think Jenny Calendar had to die? I know I'm jumping ahead a bit here. But I mean, what do you think the show would have been like if Buffy had carried on having that kind of female role model and Giles had his love interest?
I think it would have been nicer for Giles. It would have been way more like romantic and less like a horror. But I guess Buffy is supposed to be a bit of a horror, isn't it? I think the
Yeah.
impact of her death really showed how serious Angel was at being
Mm,
evil.
that's
Um,
true.
because that was the point,
She
wasn't
did
it?
have to die for that, didn't she? Yeah.
She did have to die to show that he's not messing around. He's going to start killing off the main characters.
Yeah.
Um, and started with her. So I get why she had to die. But I felt so sorry for Giles because he never really replaced her. He never had someone else. He had that other woman for a little bit, but
Mm,
they were just a fling. So I just
yeah.
feel so sorry that he never had that again.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame because I don't like it when people are lonely. I
I
want people
think
to be
that
happy.
was also, don't you think, a decision on his part that he didn't want to put anyone else in danger.
Probably, yeah. Like, Jenny sort of put herself in danger. She put herself in the way. She didn't take no for an answer. She
Mm.
wanted to help. She was always there when things would go wrong. So he didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
So I guess unless there was another woman that already knew about loads of stuff, like
Yeah,
Jenny
that's
did,
true.
he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have brought anyone else into the loop. Because he sort of
Yeah.
said it to, was her name Olivia? He told her
Yeah.
about monsters in Hush, after
Yeah.
Hush, didn't he? And then we never
She
saw her
knew about
again.
things. Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. So she obviously didn't accept that and just never came back. So I guess that's sort of maybe how it's been for him, which is sad. I
It
don't
is
like people to
sad,
be
yeah.
lonely.
No, not
Yeah.
Giles. He does so much.
Yeah.
He deserves company. He deserves
We're
someone
just
special.
romantics. We just want
We
everyone to
are.
like be happy,
I know. I
go off
know.
into the distance with their loved one.
We want Buffy to have a happily ever after. We want
Oh,
Giles to have his special
desperately.
person.
Yeah,
Ah,
definitely. Yeah, so other than that, it was actually, I think it was a good-ish episode. Not the best, but good.
yeah. Again, I think
Yeah.
it's one of those things where there's so many really good standout episodes in season two that this one kind
Mm.
of, in comparison, is not as strong.
Yeah. Like I definitely didn't forget it. Like I wouldn't say it's forgetful like some other ones can be. Um,
Yeah. And I
but
do
it
think the
definitely
ending
wasn't.
is really sad when
Yeah.
Giles and Buffy are talking at the end. It's just a bit
Mm.
like doom and gloom, isn't it? You're like, yeah, the world's horrible. You know, there are bad people in it. It's not going to be obvious who the bad people are, and it gets more and more difficult and more complicated
Yeah.
as you get older. Like,
Which is
oh,
hard because it's so true. And I feel
it
like I
is.
was thinking this like as a 7-year-old I was watching this. Well, I guess I was 8 when season 2 came out. Um and I guess this was like my introduction to the world is
Welcome to the
cruel.
real world, Summer.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how much of it I took in at the age of 8. I've rewatched it so many times, so like I don't really know how much I took in the
Yeah, you can't
first
remember.
time. Um, but yeah, it's I kind of like the messages. I do feel like Buffy has good messages, like
Yeah, for
honest
sure.
messages.
Yeah.
Mm, that's what I like about this show. So, do you have any fun facts for us?
Yeah, so the actor who played Ford, can't pronounce his last name, Jason Behr, Behr,
Hmm.
later became famous for starring in the sci-fi series Roswell, just a couple
Oh,
of years after being in Buffy. And also, according to Joss Whedon, the Sunset Club, which is where all the vampire worshippers were hanging out, was meant as a meta joke about obsessive fandom, people who romanticize monsters without understanding the real danger. Essentially, a satire of vampire culture long before shows like True Blood or Twilight made vampire obsession mainstream.
yes, because I remember Josh Sweden making a point saying that he didn't want the vampires to be beautiful. He didn't want people
Yeah,
to look up to them. He wanted them to purposefully be ugly, which is why they looked the way they did in Buffy.
yeah,
And I'd say I agree with that point. I don't really like the glamorization of monsters. Like True Blood and Vampire Diaries and Twilight and other shows do. They glamorize
yeah,
monsters quite a lot. Like they're literally murderers and they're
yeah.
being glamorized as like all these beings that live forever. It's like, yeah, but they literally kill people and drink their blood. So we
What do they
shouldn't
call
really
them
be
in the club?
glamorizing them.
The
Huh?
lonely ones or something? Do they call them
Yeah,
the
the
lonely
lonely
ones?
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I kind of I like that it's frowned upon to glamorize them in this show.
yeah,
Um, and it is continued to do that. Like they are
yeah,
bad and you should see them as bad and you shouldn't like worship them and stuff. So
yeah,
I do prefer, I think that's also why I like Buffy because it does try and keep monsters and people separate. It,
yeah.
there are some monsters that sort of blur the lines, like Spike, like Angel, like um what's his name, Kleb or something in season
Yeah,
7,
Clem.
you know?
I think it's
Clem,
Clem,
yeah.
the like
There's a
floppy
few.
demon guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So there's like a few that sort of blur the lines here and there, but I do
yeah,
like that it mostly keeps them separate because I feel like I don't know, it's more satisfying that way. Um,
yeah. And
especially as a
like
young person.
in season five, I guess it must be when Riley's going to that house and letting vampires drink his blood.
Mm,
Like they make that such a really like seedy kind of
mm,
filthy thing to do, don't they? Like they
yeah,
really make they do not glamorize vampires in the slightest in that kind of way. It's like a
yeah.
really horrible like
Yeah.
kind of
It's
thing
like,
to
why
do.
on earth would you do that? That is
Yeah.
terrible. Like,
Yeah,
whereas they
yeah.
do it all the time to each other in like Vampire Diaries and stuff.
And make
Like,
it seem like romantic and
yeah,
I mean, you know, at times like, oh, drink my blood, drink my blood.
yeah,
And I also think at this time, Buffy was kind of at the start of the vampire obsession, wasn't it?
Mm.
Like, it's one of the earlier shows. Twilight
Yeah.
wasn't out yet.
No.
Vampire Diaries wasn't out yet. True Blood, I
No.
think, was about to come out.
Was it about to? Because that's quite old as
I
well,
think
isn't it?
so.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know when the books were published. Maybe the books were already around when Buffy came out, but definitely
Hmm.
the show, I think, came a bit later. But yeah, Buffy was at the start of this kind of big vampire craze, really.
Mm. So I do like the message of, vampires are bad, monsters are bad, don't glamorize them.
Yeah.
So I do think that's important,
I do feel sorry
especially
for
as a
the people who
message.
were glamorizing them, though.
Mm.
Like especially the girl, like her look of kind
Yes.
of disappointment and shock and like disbelief when she realizes these are the vampires. I
Mm.
really felt sorry for her then, but that's just
Mm.
me being sentimental and like,
But I really like her. She's one of those back characters that actually have a good story arc because she
yeah.
does keep coming back. She comes back in season 3, and I think she comes back in Angel twice or something.
Oh, does she? I don't remember that.
Yeah, she comes back as like a social worker in Angel, and she's helping kids that were like her. Because Buffy gave her a
Ah,
step up in season 3 and gave her job and her
yeah.
apartment and allowed her to begin again.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that really helped her. So she became a social worker and stuff in Angel, and she went to Angel for help because some kids were missing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
so she actually had a really good story arc as a background character that you wouldn't necessarily
Yay.
think of, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good.
I
It's one
like
of
that
those
kind
like
of
Easter egg
continuity.
things. Me
Yeah, little
too.
little snippets that they bring back along the way. Oh, love
Yes,
it. Love it, love it,
definitely.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, news about the reboot.
Yeah. I mean, where do we begin?
Well, disappointingly, it's no longer happening.
I
Sorry,
feel like
guys, we
this,
can't talk about it anymore.
yeah, I mean, it seemed to just absolutely come out of left field, didn't it?
Yeah, because they've been building it up for ages. They're talking about literally the last we heard about it, that episodes were coming out next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
That was the last that anybody heard about it. And then suddenly it's cancelled,
Yeah.
which is really
So
sad.
I went onto Instagram and the first thing that popped up on my feed was Sarah Michelle Gellar doing her announcement. How did you hear about it or see it?
Yeah, the announcement, I saw it as I was scrolling Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Sarah Michelle Gellar basically says, I'm really sorry. I didn't want to be bringing you this news or something, but
Mm.
Hulu have decided not to move forward with New Sunnydale. And she goes on to thank the director for bringing Buffy back into her life and for
Hmm.
letting her revisit that role and kind of reminding her
Remembering
of
how
how
much she loves
important,
the
yeah, how
character.
important Buffy
Yeah.
is to her and also to everyone else as well. And that if the apocalypse comes, you can still beat her.
But I feel like the
But
apocalypse is coming. We need you.
yeah,
Come
it's
here.
here, Buffy. We need you. We really need you. I thought she
Yeah,
looked really upset when she was
she
talking as
did.
well.
Yeah, I
And
think
I
it must have
thought,
been disappointing because it seems like she's been putting a lot of effort into it.
yeah. But she's also right in the midst of doing all the promo for Ready or Not 2. So she's
Mm.
got a new film coming out and she's doing loads of interviews and press and everything for that. And she's like really pushing that film and posting loads on socials and stuff. And having to, I guess, put on a happy face when in the background she knows all this stuff is going on with Buffy and having to announce that it's not happening. And like, it wasn't even that long ago that she did that podcast, was it, with
Yeah.
Evan? And like, she was just saying good things. And I don't know, she must have been being asked about Buffy in all her interviews, don't you think? Like, oh, you've got
I
new
think she
Sunnydale coming
must have
up.
been
Like,
as blindsided as us.
yeah,
I feel like I get that impression. I feel like they just called her up and they were like, "Sorry, we've decided not to continue it.
yeah,
Goodbye." And she's like, "What?"
yeah,
I feel like that's probably the impression, either because they're fickle or they didn't like the pilot or
yeah,
whatever the reason they decided to not go through with it, which I think is weird because I feel like it's got a bigger fan base than anything new coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I just find it shocking that they think that people wouldn't watch it because surely that's all they
Yeah.
want. They want views. They want people to sign up. They want people to watch it. They want people to
Yeah.
binge watch. And people would because you've literally got like a bunch of 30 to 40-year-olds that are going to watch this obsessively because they loved it before, and a load of teens who have just started watching Buffy again, but like for the
Yeah.
first time, who are going
Yeah.
to come and watch it. So I don't understand. Like it's got such a back, I guess, big fan base before it's even had one episode.
Yeah.
Unlike other seasons that have come out, say like on Netflix and have
Yeah.
flopped,
Yeah.
like they didn't even have a fan base. So it is kind of shocking that they would cancel it before it even airs.
Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, it has to be a financial decision, doesn't it? It has to come
Mm,
down to this isn't going to be financially a good decision, or this isn't going to make us either any money or enough money or whatever it is.
mm,
But I think Buffy, the original series, has always been very, I think, like socially and politically aware. And I
yeah.
think because of that, I think it would have really translated well into a modern show. Like there are a lot of shows people like back in the day, which are very of its time, and kind of the jokes and characters and personalities and stuff just wouldn't work on a TV show anymore. But I feel like
Mm.
the way Buffy was originally and kind of the characters and themes that they explored just would have worked so well today that I really struggle to understand why it was cancelled. And also, I think one of the other great things about the original Buffy is that it's like it fights the good fight,
Mm,
right? It's like good versus evil. We can
mm.
destroy it. We are powerful, and it gives you hope. And I feel like those are things that we really need right now. And the fact
Maybe
that they
that's
kind of
because we need it. They wanted to
that
cancel it.
but like that they dangled this in front of us and said, look,
Yeah.
we're going to make new Buffy. It's going to have Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Mm,
She's on board. She thinks it's great. It's going to be great. And
yeah.
then at the last minute have gone, oh no, you can't have that anymore. It's just so deflating and
Yeah.
disappointing. And
It
yeah.
is. Especially when she's like a childhood hero that you've literally grown up with as well. It
Yeah.
would have been wonderful to see her again as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she's grown up with us, and I
Yeah,
really
exactly.
did want to see her be Buffy again. I want to see
Yeah.
her in the outfits with her nice boots and,
Yeah.
her leather trousers. Like, I really did want to see that again. So it's very sad that it's not going to happen. But you never know. Maybe another TV show thing will pick it up.
Yeah. I
But I don't
mean,
know.
I really feel like that was its one chance. And
Do you
also,
think?
so Hulu and Disney own the rights to that show. So
Right.
that show can't be picked up by another
Really?
thing unless it's sold, but I don't think they would sell it. I don't think they'd
Right.
sell the rights to it. And I
Even though they're
can't
not even going to
imagine,
use it. That
I don't
sucks.
think so. I think they'll just hang on to it forever. And I can't see Sarah Michelle Gellar getting on board with a different director or a different storyline or anything. I feel like
Mm,
that was its one shot and it's not happening anymore.
that sucks. This is an opportunity for her to make the TV show I wanted, where she's a mother and
Oh,
she
yeah.
has to pretend not to be a vampire slayer in front of her kids, and
You
that
need
would
to
be
send her an
good.
email. Hi,
Yeah.
Sarah. Sarah here. I've got this great idea for you.
Yeah, new show, completely different from probably what you were trying to do,
Yeah.
but I would love it.
And that's the other thing that gets me. We're never ever gonna know what was gonna happen in the show. Like they
Yeah.
have this idea, they have this pilot. Tell us what was gonna happen. I need to know.
I wonder if it might be not the pilot released, or maybe a bit the script might be released, or something like that. Because if they're never really going to be able to do it, maybe they'll release stuff about it.
Yeah,
They
maybe.
might do. Like this was going to be the storyline kind of thing.
Yeah.
You think they would? She might.
Um,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes things get leaked, don't they?
Yeah.
Pilots get leaked.
Yeah.
That would be nice. That'd be nice if it got leaked.
It would
I'd
be
be happy with
cool.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We,
I just want to know what was going to happen.
yeah.
And also Kiara Armstrong posted on Instagram as well, and she basically said that she was, I don't know, sad or disappointed or something that it was being cancelled, but also that she was still really proud of what they did make, and I thought that was really nice. And she was like,
That's good.
the fact that it's cancelled doesn't take away from how proud I am of what we did achieve when we were making it.
Mm.
So I thought that was nice, but yeah.
It's very out of the blue and disappointing. Like, I'm sort of kind of in shock still because it's been over a year now of talking about it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, not happening anymore.
Yeah. I was so sad when I read about it. I was just in such a
Yeah.
funk for the rest of the evening because I was so disappointed and so upset that we weren't going to get it. And I'd
Yeah.
just been so looking forward to it. I feel like there's not many things kind of pop culture or entertainment wise that I
Mm.
really genuinely look forward to anymore.
Yeah, because a
Like, you
lot
know,
of stuff's really rubbish nowadays.
exactly. I used to count down the days until like the next Lord of the Rings film and things like
Mm.
that, and the next,
Yeah,
my
I used
favorite
to
book
as
release and
well.
stuff like that. And I didn't have
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I was really, really excited for Buffy, and it's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah. Well, we can still
We
keep
still
roll
have our
rewatching.
rewatch.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still got this. Everyone can still listen to us natter on about good old days.
The good old days of Buffy season 2.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, so what's the next episode then, Sally?
So the next episode is going to be the Dark Age. So a bit of
Right.
Giles' backstory.
Yes, more Giles backstory. I do like backstory stuff.
Me
I'm a big
too.
prequel fan.
Absolutely. The more, the better.
Yes, all right.
That's the thing. Everyone on this show has a really good backstory and kind
Yes,
of character history, and they show it. And I love it.
yes, yes, me too. All right,
So
cool.
we
I'll
can
see
talk
you
about
then.
that next week. Bye.
Bye. What did you think of this episode?
Let us know in the comments below.
Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.
We're not just saying, we're slaying.
We are the Buffy Babes.